Welcome back, guys. So lately we've been taking a look at all the new AtGames products that have recently come out. The Gamer Mini, the Gamer Pro, and the Legends Ultimate Arcade Machine. And I've been pretty damn impressed with these products. If you haven't seen those videos, take a look. But AtGames, I feel they've definitely turned themselves around over the past couple years with the products that they've been putting out. No more shenanigans, right? Now, continuing on with the Legends Arcade family of products, they're prepping to launch the brand new Legends Core streaming arcade console, which I just received for purpose of review. That's why we're doing this video. So basically, what this is, it's an entry-level product to get you into that ecosystem that they have created with all those different products. I think what they've done with the Legends line, it's been pretty impressive with everything you can do. You have access to online gaming through ArcadeNet, pinball games, retro arcade and console games. And you can also stream games off of your PC. And I've demonstrated all that in previous videos. We'll look at a little bit of stuff here today as well. Now, these have been very cool products with all the features they offer. But the main feature that I have used more than anything is the ability to add your own games, right? This doesn't have the games you want to play on it, or it's missing something you want to play, just add it. You know what I'm saying? And, I love using CoinOpsX on this thing. Very nice user, interface, front end, whatever you want to call it. Really dig it. So this Legends Core, it may seem familiar to those of you who have seen my previous videos on the Mini or the Pro, as the Core is the actual console that powers those devices. So this version, it comes at a lower price, comes with everything you need to get started, except for one thing, one of the most important things, and that's the controller. That's why it's at a lower price. So it could be used with any of the previous Legends arcade sticks, or even the Legends Ultimate Arcade Machine, which I have done that in the past with the other core units that I have. But it's designed to allow you to use a variety of other controllers that you may already have. That's why it's like a standalone little entry-level unit. Use what you got. You don't want their stick. You don't, hey, why pay for it if you don't want it, but you want to jump into this? So I think it's a cool little option. So you can connect controllers via Bluetooth or go wired through USB. Also has Wi-Fi, or you can hardwire the console to go online. But an internet connection, it's not required for everything here. If you just want to play the 100 included games, you don't need to be online. You don't have to worry about that. So now that we got this thing out of the box, we took a look at it. I mean, decent little packaging, definitely a cool unit compared to a lot of these other plug and plays out there. That's what this is. It's a plug and play, just a hell of a lot more robust than most other plug and plays out there. Like, how many of them have internet access? How many of them can you stream games off of your PC? I can't really think of too many. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's included on this, test a few things out. Okay, guys, so we're all booted up and ready to rock here. And if you've seen the other Legends devices, this user interface is going to look very familiar to you. So I know between different devices, they have some variation with game list. This one has 100 built-in games. And from what I have looked into, it is 80 arcade games and 20 console games. So I'll just scroll through real quick so you can see what is included. Got Bubble Bobble, a lot of cool stuff here. I mean, it's going to be subjective on if there's anything here you really care about. For me, there's actually quite a few on all these different devices that I really like Joe and Mac Returns, I think is awesome. Magical Drop 3 is one of my favorites. A lot of stuff here. Drift Out, Neo Drift Out. A lot of interesting games here. Something for everybody, but again, it's going to be subjective on if any of this stuff matters to you. And for me, the most time that I spend on these devices is playing games that I've added to it. So that's where I get the most value out of this thing. So there's all that. Now I am using an Xbox controller on this, as bring your own controller. If I hit the left trigger while I'm on the games tab, it'll take me to different, ways to sort things. Featured, what they list as featured. Favorites, if you've added favorites. Leaderboard games, which you notice when I scrolled through, a lot of them have these little trophies on them. That's like an online leaderboard. Kind of interesting. I haven't really participated in that, but it is pretty neat that it's something that they got going on, right? Recent, yes, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja was the game that I tested on this. I love that game. I know it's not the greatest game ever, but I love it, and that's all that matters. So whatever, dude. Channels, you could go by different publishers or developers, whatever. Data East, Disney, Jalico. You click on it, it just brings up their games. Other, what the heck's Other? Okay, Super Tank and the Adventures of Robbie Roto. Never heard of that one. You got Pico. These are all the licensed companies they have on here. Pico, there's some interesting stuff. I think mostly it's just console games. Pixel Heart, there you go. Tato Games, and then that Tetris license. Then you can go platforms, which arcade, like I said, there's 80 games here. And then between Genesis and other consoles are the other 20 games. So I do like that ratio of arcade to console. I prefer arcade games on a device like this, but hey, pretty cool stuff. Inputs, it just has joystick. But if you were using this on another device that had the spinners or the trackball, there's not too much on here that I think like takes advantage of that, but there are a few games that you can use those control options for, and they just work just fine. No configuration or anything. So there's that. Now, going back to the top here, we have ArcadeNet, which ArcadeNet is a service that they're going to eventually charge for. And I think it's neat, but I don't know. I mean, they would have to add a lot more to this for me to justify paying for it. But I actually really dig this. I've played these games quite a bit. A lot of Neo Geo titles on here. But you have a friends list, right? And I think it's pretty cool because you could play people online through this on ArcadeNet. And let's go ahead and just jump into a game and just take a look. So I'll just boot up Metal Slug. So there's that. It actually booted up pretty quick. So let me go ahead and get into a game. I've noticed the latency playing these ArcadeNet games has actually been pretty damn good. I haven't really noticed much in the way of any issues. I mean, if there is any latency, it's not crazy, but this feels like playing Metal Slug on any other emulation type device for me. So that's pretty cool. Now, graphics wise with these games, they're definitely not like sharp pixels. There's kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, softening to the image, I guess you would say. But it doesn't look horrible. I prefer that sharp pixel action, but with this being streamed, I don't think it's too bad. And like I said, the latency is pretty good. Now, let me go ahead and press the menu button, which is going to be the Xbox logo on an Xbox controller. Once you do that, you have some options for quality, auto, high, medium, low, and then display mode. You can go pixel perfect, center, which is what the default was, or fill. That's gross. No thanks. Control mode, joystick mode for if you're doing multiplayer and whatnot locally, I guess. Latency, you can have that enabled and it'll just show the latency up top on the right. I'll show you that in a second. Now, you see I have my friends list once I press that menu button. If any of these guys were on right now, I could click on their name and send them an invite. Be like, hey, dude, you want to play? And if they accept, then boom, they jump into my game. And it's just one instance of the game and we could play multiplayer. Tested it before. I thought it was pretty cool, but let's go ahead and get out of that. You can see the latency up top and the FPS is listed. So there's that. Let's go ahead and get out of here. It's just, depends on your internet connection and whatnot. But like I said, I haven't really had too much of a way in the issue as far as performance goes. So, okay, jumping out of that, let's go to BYOG. This is where some important stuff is, right? So this is where you can add your games if you're using a USB drive, if you're going to get some of the officially released pinball games, all that good stuff. Local streaming, you're going to play games off of your PC in your bedroom through this. It works, and it works great from when I've tested it in previous videos. Like I said earlier, if you haven't seen my Mini or my Gamer Pro video, take a look at those. Settings, we have a bunch of different settings here. If you're going to update the system, if there's an update available. A lot of times if you're connected online and there's an update available, it'll just prompt you to update. So there is that. You got voice chat. Lots of cool stuff you could do with this system. Light gun calibration. You can use like an Ultimark. I've also seen that they have a gun that they're supposed to be releasing for this system. Portrait mode, if you want to play those pinball games the way they're supposed to be, viewed. Pretty dope stuff. We've looked at a lot of that stuff in previous videos. But let's go ahead and go back to BYOG, boot up CoinOpsX. Now for me, this is where I spend a good portion of my time on any of these Legends devices, is booting up this CoinOpsX build, which I think is freaking awesome. Got all the Neo Geo games. Just the build that I'm running is just arcade games, but there's just so much cool stuff here. On the Xbox controller, if I hit the back button, it'll take me back to the main user interface. I believe if you're using one of the Legends arcade sticks, if you press the rewind button, it backs you out. But we're going to take a quick look at something here. There's also builds out there that include console games and whatnot. So there's a lot of stuff out there as far as, you know, builds for these things. Oh, B-Rap Boys. I just skipped that. Dang, where'd that go? That game is freaking dope. Oh, I do have a save slot. So I did a save state on this build on another machine, and it carried over. So that's pretty cool. But I'm just going to start a new game. It prompts you this if you have a save state when you boot the game up. There we go. I freaking love this game. This game's ridiculous. But there is that. Like, okay, if we let me go ahead and start. Oops. Now cancel that. Now, once we get into a game, or even if you're just on the title screen, if you hit the menu button, you have options here: save slots, quick game, advanced configs, button mapping, display mode, center, fit, fill, that kind of thing. Some of these games on these builds do have like bezels and whatnot, scanline filters, which are available on the built-in games as well. We'll just we'll leave it at that. So here we go. A lot of fun with this with this system, with these, you know, Legends line of products in general, especially with these CoinOps builds that are out there. I really have fun playing these games. I do like a lot of the games that are built in as well. So just want to do this video, share this with you. I mean, I really don't have anything major to say, as it's, you know, very similar to the other products I've reviewed. It just doesn't come with a controller. Just wanted to give you guys an overview of what this thing is capable of doing. Check out my other videos to get more information as far as the Legends line of products. And hey guys, with that said, really do appreciate y'all, and I will catch you next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom. Bye!